Yo, what's up, sneakerheads? Welcome back. Today we're going to be deep diving into a special sneaker. We're going to be taking a look at the Nike SB Air Max 95 and the Cactus Flower colorway. I know this is going to piss some people off, but I have to say it. But Nike SB may have just designed the perfect Air Max 95. This is not just some color switch like any other shoe that you will find these days. This is a skateboard approved remix of one of Nike's most iconic silhouettes. They blended the OG runner DNA with SB technology and dropped it in a colorway that is clean and pops out in every way. Now, I know I've made a bunch of bold statements to begin this video, but before the end of this video, you're going to understand why I made those points and made them so early in the video. On today's episode, we're going to have the release breakdown on this particular model. Next is going to be followed with the details on what changed significantly with the Air Max 95 SB. And to end the episode, you already know, with all those ingredients, we're going to talk about the on-foot experience on how the changes will affect the way you wear these particular sneakers. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into how you're gonna get them, the release details. Okay, let's talk about how the rollout started, which was on August the 1st and August the 2nd. That debuted with the skate shops. Now, it was very limited, and on the sneakers app, I knew it was going to be limited as soon as they started listing out skate shops that was going to carry this particular model for the retail price of $185. I would say this, most of the skate shops released them in store, and that in-store stock was extremely slim, while some actually did it through raffle for in-store and online. But guys, let me tell you something, it was a small drop in the bucket when it came to stock on this particular model. Oh yes, they did sell out on August 1st, August 2nd, but that is behind us now. We have a release that's coming up. On August the 22nd, Sneakers is going to be releasing the Nike SB Air Max 95 Cactus Flower. Guys, now I will tell you this, it is going to be limited. Don't even hold your breath trying to get this particular shoe on sneakers if you don't have to. If you're thinking about them and you're watching this video before the end, you're probably going to buy it on StockX anyway, because the prices on StockX are fairly close to retail. Not exactly it, but very close to it. Most average prices are around $200. Now, if you purchase this shoe for retail, by the time you get taxes and whatever other taxes and fees added on top of it, it was right around $200 mark, especially from CCS. So it's not that bad, because I'm thinking the stock levels on sneakers is going to be somewhere around 3,000 to 4,000 pairs. And I can see this one being a draw that nobody really hits on. So now that we have talked about how to get them and how you shouldn't sleep on this release, let's talk about how Nike didn't just make a rebrand of the Air Max 95. This is almost a complete rebuild. Let's get into the details. All right, this is where this pair starts to separate itself. Nike SB took the iconic Air Max 95 and flipped it from function for a runner to the board beast. You guys see what I did there with flipping it? Yeah, you get it. Before we get to the details on this absolutely beautiful sneaker, make sure you guys like and subscribe, especially if you like detailed breakdowns on sneakers, where there's going to be release date, details and material on the shoe, and the on-foot experience on how it's going to benefit you and your next purchase on your sneakers. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. Other than that, I appreciate your support. Let's go ahead and jump into the details. Now let's go layer by layer on the Nike SB Air Max 95s. Now we're going to focus on the upper portion of this particular model first. And what's traditional is what you see with the waviness of the lines. Now, a lot of people may not know this, but I know the OGs do it. Nike made this pattern in a replication of the human spine, i.e. this being the backbone, of course, of Nike in the Air Max model. So that's why you're going to have that silhouette in the upper, trading that way on the Air Max 95s. But what's done different on the SB model here, guys, you're going to have the mixing of the leather and the suede materials here. But one key thing is you have the mesh in the inside and the outside of the upper, guys, and this is going to give it a lot of breathability and durability. Also, most Air Max, you can't really mash them in this particular way. It definitely has more function and movability, which is key for a skater, but it only begins to get better as we dive deeper into everything inside of the shoe. The color accents, you're gonna see the Cactus Flower colorway, which is like a darker pink. You're gonna have it on the Air Max tongue being there. You're gonna have on the lace loops being there. On the back where you see the Nike SB Air there too. The Nike check being there, and even inside the air bubbles. That color is beautiful. SB branding is kind of, subdued. It's not too heavy on the shoe itself, but of course you see it on the back right there with the Nike SB Air. Oh, that's just so beautiful. And also you're gonna have it on the bottom portion of the shoe where you see the Nike SB, and you're gonna have it on the inside of the sneaker too. I'll rip this insole out where you're gonna have Nike SB Air Max. For most skaters, padding is key, but not too much. Just like the Nike SB Dunks that you'll find, you're gonna have the fatter tongue. Now, it's not as heavy on this particular shoe here, but you do have a little bit fatter tongue on the Air Max 95 SB. And on the inside where it curls around the back portion of your ankle, you're gonna have some extra padding being there also. Now, you've seen a lot of people maybe online already talking about the comfort and the feel of the shoe itself, and a lot of it really starts with the materials up top, the mesh up top, and your padding around not only the tongue but the back heel of this portion, and that's even before we get to the soles. Start with the outsole, which is going to be right there on the bottom. You got that peanut butter color. I absolutely love it, even going back to when I used to wear those soldieries, Reeboks as y'all call them, but the soldieries always had the peanut butter bottom and I loved it. But on the bottom of here, what's different is you're going to see some different traction pattern. Now I'll turn it to the side and you'll notice how small the lugs are in relative to the older model of the Air Max 95s, in which they're a lot more slimmer, laid down, a little bit more refined, and that's going to be an approach for the skater to be able to feel the board more, but it helps in the casual wear. But also look at the tread that's on there too. Now on the traditional Air Max 95 models, you're not going to see this herringbone type texture that you'll see in between all of these lines, and I just really honestly started seeing the herringbone word with the Air Jordan 40s, which I absolutely love it. And the way it feels on the ground kind of has made me a firm believer in Nike is really diving deep into the technology on some of their newer models. One thing that is key and kind of noticeable, the foaming that you see around here in this bottom portion of the sole or the midsole, it's interesting because it's not as thick as the traditional Air Max 95. And one other key thing is you'll notice the bubble size is actually smaller. Also, it went back to the traditional sizing of it instead of the bigger air bubble that you've seen re-released in 2025. But the air unit that's inside of this air bubble is actually lowered down too. So you're not going to find a gap inside of the bubble. You're going to see where it touches the bottom portion of the air unit all the way down on the cushioning itself. Now, at first, when I heard that, I was a little shocked by it, but I did read some of the information where they wanted the skater to be able to feel the board more. And what's unique about it is I think they have mistakenly created a shoe that has the comfort that I don't think they were actually aiming for in the first place when they designed the SB model. This is it. Everything that has built up to the design and everything that Nike has done, Nike SB has done on the Air Max 95 leads up to what has excited a lot of people for us the on-foot experience. Now, before we dive into the overall feel of it, let me tell you something again. The materials are pristine, they are perfect. And breathability wise, I found something very interesting. That mesh runs all the way through the top portion of the shoe and the tongue, and it just feels good on top of your feet, guys. This is going to be one of the perfect summer shoes that you can wear. You are going to have to double up socks from your original Air Max models when you put these on in the wintertime, because you're going to feel that air. But relatively to that point, this shoe feels great. It is one of the most breathable, comfortable shoes that I've worn in a long time. I've enjoyed my experience while I've been wearing this shoe here, guys. I I have not been a big fan of Air Max, and I've posted that on my social media channels, guys. And I was so interested to try this particular model because I know the technology that Nike SB was probably going to bring to this shoe, which made one reason that I really wanted to get it in hand and review it for you guys. But it is absolutely premium, gorgeous. The air unit that's in the back of the shoe, and by the bubble being the original sides, your back portion of your heel kind of sinks down a little bit more. What goes up on the back portion here, which is going to be the cushioning around the top portion of the ankles, feels fantastic. My feet are weird towards the front, and I like the way the mesh feels inside of the shoe. It just feels so open. Your foot moves around in a good way. You don't have to worry about hard side walls of the shoes. When I put my feet inside of them, guys, they just felt extremely relaxed, and that was something that I truly enjoy in this shoe. And I had to stop wearing them. I wore them for two days, probably 3 days straight soon as I got them. And I didn't want to dirty them up for you guys, but I did a good job. I didn't want to dirty them up as I hold them in my hands and do the final review on them. But I am so ecstatic that I'm finishing this review because I'm ready to put them back on. As you can see, the Cactus Flower color looks great on it. What a amazing start to this shoe. I like they left some of the running aspects inside the shoe too, where you have the reflective portion right here on the strip, which is normally a leather material, and you're going to have it on the back portion of the shoe. So the reflective things on it are still great. And it's great for skaters too, who are probably skating close to dark or nighttime, getting some tricks in. So I'm glad they left that aspect into it, guys. But on foot, very movable. As you can see, I'm balling up my foot there. I'm mashing it down. It just pops right back to place. I don't have to worry about the creases in the front toe box of my shoe like some other sneakers. But you can just mash these shoes up. You can ball them up. You can do almost everything with them. They go right back to place and they feel just as good and look just as great. I will tell you this, guys. Nike probably made the mistake of making one of the best Nike SBs. And they did it in the Air Max. I'm extremely surprised they went to the lengths to actually even reversing the material where there's no cutouts on the outside edges of the material. It's kind of like reverse folded, even to the double stitching that you're going to see in the material here as you go layer by layer, which on the traditional model, it only has one stitching line. They've thought about everything for us, the skater, and they thought about everything for us, a wear and durability also, which equated to a shoe that is probably going to become one of the most iconic Air Maxes that you're going to find in the next few years. I'm really looking forward to the next models that are going to be coming out. I have made it a goal to myself, to buy every model in the Nike SB lineage. This is how important this shoe is to me. I get to finally enjoy some Air Max 95s. The older models just hurt my feet, just being honest. So this is it, guys. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the review. The details from SB to traditional to SB put together in one, and Nike has solidified themselves as ahead of the technology in sneakers right now. I'm Nature Boy Chuck. Thank you guys for watching this episode. We will be back on the next one where we're going to be talking about, yes, the Nigel, Sylvester, and Jordan brand. One, OG, Lowe's, better with time. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace.